Okay, we're moving on to look at different functions. We're going to start looking at linear functions and lines. So the first thing we're going to do is find the slope of the line connecting the 2 points. Slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we usually count x2, y2 as the point with the higher x value. So 5 is x2, 3 is y2. 2 is x1, 1 is y1. So we have 3 minus 1 over 5 minus 2, which gives us 2 over 3. Second one, we're doing the same thing. We're finding the points. Again, we usually count x2, y2 as the point with the higher x value, simply because that way the denominator is always positive. So -2 is greater than -5. So the first point is x2, y2. Second point is x1, y1. So the slope will be -3 minus a -3 over -2 minus a -5, which gives us -3 plus 3 over -2 plus 5, which is 0 over 3, which is 0. So if the y values are the same, which means when you graph it, you have a horizontal line. The slope equals 0. Let's look at the next one. So we have x1, y1, and x2, y2. So it'd be 13 minus 13 over 21 minus 5, which gives us 0 over 16, which is still 0. Now we have x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have 2 pi minus pi over e minus e, which gives us pi over 0, which is undefined. It's undefined because we cannot divide by 0. So if the x values are the same, that means when we graph it, it is a vertical line. The slope is undefined. So we want to find the equation, the xy plane that has a slope of 1/2 and contains the point 4, 1. I have the equation of a line. It's y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Now, there are other versions of the equation of a line, but I like it when you can leave the equation of the line in this y equals form. It makes it easier to graph. So this is what I'm going to be using. There might be others that you will see if you look at the videos in the textbook and all, but this is how I'll work with it. So we know the slope is 1/2, and we have this point. So y is 1, the slope is 1/2, x is 4, and we need to find out what b is. So we have 1 equals 2 plus b. Subtracting the 2, we have -1 is b. So the equation of the line is y equals 1/2 x minus 1. Remember, the equation of line always has a y and an x in it. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're given 2 points. So the first thing we need to do is find the slope. So it's going to be 1 minus 4 over 5 minus 2. It's -3 over 3, which is -1. Now, you can choose one of the points to use the same process we did before. So I'm going to choose the first point. So 4 equals -1 times 2 plus b. So 4 equals -2 plus b, so 6 equals b. And just to show that it works, I'm going to also use the other point. So 1 equals -1 times 5 plus b, using the second point. So 1 equals -5 plus b, and 6 equals b. So the equation of our line is y equals -x plus 6. Okay, we have that a pound is defined to be exactly 0.45359237 kilograms. We want to find a function so that f of p is the weight in kilograms of an object weighing p pounds. So we would set it up as f of p equals 0.45359237 times p. And that's what the function's going to look like. Now I ask for an interpretation of the inverse function. Well, it's the opposite. This is the weight in kilograms of an object weighing p pounds. So the inverse function would be the weight in pounds of an object weighing k kilograms. Now we want to find a formula for the inverse function that we just described. Well, we said f of p is 0.45359237p. So k equals 0.45359237p. To get the inverse, we would do k divided by 0.45359237 3.59237 equals P, and that's F inverse of K. Now we want to find the equation of a line containing the point 1, 1, and it's parallel to the line containing the points 2, 2, and 4, 1. So if they're parallel, the slopes are the same. So we need to first find the slope of this line. So the slope of that line is 1 minus 2 over 4 minus 2. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which gives us negative 1 over 2. And now use this slope with the point. So 1 equals negative 1/2 times 1 plus b. This becomes 2 over 2 plus 1/2 equals b. So 3/2 is b. So the equation of the line is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3/2. Okay, perpendicular lines. Two lines are perpendicular if m1 times m2 equals negative 1. So if the product of the two slopes is negative 1. So m1 is 4, m2 is negative 1/4. So 4 times negative 1/4. The 4's cancel. It equals negative 1. So they are perpendicular. Okay, and the next one we want to find the value of t such that the lines containing the points are perpendicular. So first thing we need to do is find the slope of the first line. So that's using 3, 3 and 1, negative 2. So the slope is 3 minus a negative 2 over 3 minus 1. So that's 3 plus 2 over 2, or 5 over 2. Now, for the product of the two slopes to equal negative 1, that means the slopes are negative reciprocals. So the second slope is going to be the opposite sign, and we flip over the first slope. So now we're going to do the formula for slope for the second set of points and set it equal to negative 2/5. Negative 2 over 5 equals 1 minus negative 1 over t minus 9. So negative 2 over 5 equals 2 over t minus 9. Now we can cross multiply. Negative 2 times t minus 9 equals 10. So negative 2t plus 18 equals 10. Subtracting 18, you have negative 2t equals negative 8. Divided by negative 2, we have t equals 4. So if you plug 4 into this formula, you end up with a 2 over negative 5, which is the same thing as negative 2 over 5. And that's it for lines.